Hey guys, so example 6, if you're looking to kind of do a little extension here, kind of take this a little further, we'll just talk through this one. So as you can see, you got a little over here on our note sheet, we got what we're talking about, a composite function model. So when we compose functions, the result we just call a composite function. And it looks like you've kind of been getting some coupons on your email or whatnot. Or apparently they're posting coupons on social media. So you can take multiple discounts, and really the question that we're trying to ask ourselves is, in what scenario, which coupon do you want to apply first? And I think, right, ultimately we're trying to think, how can we get our purchase down to the least amount? I mean, you can apply them in whatever order you want, but I think mostly we're trying to think, how can I get the biggest discount, in which order should I apply these? Okay, so let's do, this is example 6, and we're going to use a composite. We'll just talk about a problem, a model of a composite function. Okay, so clothes you wear post discounts on social media. They let you use multiple discounts, but which order would you like them to be applied? All right, so we're trying to figure out which order to apply the discounts. And how we're going to do this is we're going to do kind of two different compositions. But first we need to know what the two functions are, what the two discounts are. So let's just make one of them f of x and g of x. All right, so one of them is $5 off your next purchase, and the other is 10% off. Okay, so we'll call this f and we'll call this one g. All right, so first of all, we just have to think. It says write the functions to model the discounts, letting x represent the price of your purchase, right? So you could go in and buy one thing and it's only $15. You could go in and buy $300 worth of clothes. So whatever that x is, depending on who you are, we're just going to leave it as x, because whatever you pay, that's up to you. You know, it's going to change for different people. All right, so strictly, you get $5 off. You shave it right off the top. That's it. So you take whatever you buy. So f of x for whatever you spend is going to be what you pay, the price of your stuff, shave off $5. That's it. So that one's pretty simple. So let's take a look at G. G is you get 10% off. Okay. So G is going to be of whatever you pay. You're going to take your price of whatever it is that you purchase, and you're going to subtract 10% of that purchase price. So 0.1x, right? 10%, 0.1. So really, though, this is saying this is 1x minus 0.1x. So these are like terms, right? They're both x terms. So we're really saying 1 minus 0.1. So this is really 0.9x. And if you think about it, that should make sense. If you go in and buy something and you get 10% off, how much are you paying of the full price? You're paying 90% of the full price. So that's what that represents, right? 0.9x. Okay, so first we're going to do, well, it doesn't really matter. They're just asking us to do f of g and then g of f. So let's do f of g of x. And we know that we got to start on the inside. So we're going to replace g of x with 0.9x. So we're going to do f of 0.9x. So f of 0.9x, so we're going to replace x with 0.9x minus 5. Right? All we did was replace this x here with 0.9x. So there we go, 0.9x minus 5. All right, now let's do it the other way. Let's do g of f of x. So our g function is going to be 0.9. And so we're going to replace this with our f function, which is x, whoops, let me do this here. We're going to do g of the f function, which is x minus 5. So we're going to do 0.9, replace x with x minus 5. So if we do a little distributing here, we get 0.9x minus 9 times 5 is 45, but it's a tenth, so we move the decimal. So 0.9x minus 4.5. Okay, so here's our two options, right? So clearly we can see they both have 0.9x and 0.9x, but in this example we're shaving off an extra $5, but this one we're only shaving off an extra 4.5. So if you're like most people and you kind of want to get the most discount, then you're clearly going to take this option. So this was the option that was f of g of x. And looking up at the top, right, the g function, that was our 10% coupon. So it looks like then, for you to get the lowest price, it looks like you are going to want to apply the 10% coupon first. So, it doesn't matter how much you buy, whatever your X is, doesn't matter either way. Whether you take $5 off, you take 10% off, you're going to want to apply the 10% coupon first. So that's just a little model. Again, you're kind of like doing it two different ways. You're trying to figure out, which way is the better one to do. As long as you make your functions, you can do a double composition and then get some result in the end.